Imagine a private island where the world's most powerful men, presidents, princes, and billionaires, were secretly recorded in compromising acts. Imagine that those tapes still exist, hidden away, capable of toppling governments. Now ask yourself, was it? All orchestrated by a foreign intelligence agency? This isn't a movie plot. This is the real story of Jeffrey Epstein's island. Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James, wasn't just a tropical hideaway. For some, it was a symbol of power, corruption, and a global network that thrived in the shadows. But what if this island wasn't merely a playground for billionaires, but part of an organized surveillance and blackmail operation? What if Epstein's wealth and influence were not self-made, but backed by intelligence agencies, possibly Mossad? Little St. James wasn't just a luxurious escape. It was a high-tech surveillance hub. Former staffers revealed that every guest house, bedroom, and even bathrooms were wired with hidden cameras. This wasn't casual security. This was industrial-grade surveillance capable of recording and archiving massive amounts of footage. When the FBI raided the island in 2019, they recovered servers, dozens of hard drives, and hundreds of CDs labeled with dates and names. According to reports, over 300 gigabytes of encrypted video data remain unreleased. Insiders say these tapes could expose powerful political figures, celebrities, and royalty in compromising situations. Alfredo Rodriguez, Epstein's former house manager, once tried to sell a black book containing the names and secrets of Epstein's visitors. He later died of a suspicious illness after being jailed for obstruction. Coincidence or cleanup? The infamous blue and white temple structure on the island remains a mystery. Some investigators believe it was a data center, while others suspect it was soundproof to record sensitive meetings or even rituals. The FBI has never revealed what they found inside. In essence, Epstein's island wasn't just a paradise. It was a trap, and someone, somewhere, was collecting the dirt. Epstein's social circle is a who's who of the global elite. Names linked to him include Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, and even Hollywood stars. Flight logs reveal that Clinton flew on Epstein's Lolita Express at least 26 times. While Clinton denies ever being on the island, Virginia Giuffre swears she saw him there. Prince Andrew is arguably the most high-profile name tied to Epstein. Giuffre claims she was forced to have sex with the prince when she was just 17. Allegations Andrew has repeatedly denied. The infamous photo of Andrew with his arm around Giuffre, alongside Ghislaine Maxwell, continues to haunt him. Other names are lesser known but equally shocking. For example, magician David Copperfield is rumored to have proposed to Claudia Schiffer on the island in the 1990s. Billionaire Leslie Wexner, the founder of Victoria's Secret and Epstein's closest financial backer, is believed to have visited multiple times. Some models associated with Wexner's brand were reportedly recruited by Epstein and Maxwell. Court documents also list prominent tech entrepreneurs, Wall Street bankers, and even former U.S. senators. How many of these guests were innocent visitors, and how many were trapped in Epstein's web of surveillance? The guest list is long, but much of it remains sealed in court files. And every time a new name is revealed, it shakes the foundations of global power. The theory that Epstein worked for Mossad isn't just internet speculation. Several former intelligence officers have publicly stated that Epstein's operation looks exactly like a honey trap, a classic espionage tactic where targets are compromised with illicit activities and recorded for future blackmail. Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, was himself accused of being a Mossad agent. After his mysterious death in 1991, British intelligence sources hinted that his media empire had been used for espionage purposes. Could Ghislaine have inherited her father's ties to Mossad and continued his shadowy work through Epstein? Former Israeli intelligence officer Ari Ben-Manash has claimed that Epstein and Maxwell ran a blackmail operation tied to Israeli intelligence. While these claims have been dismissed by mainstream media, they line up with the strange protection Epstein received for decades. Even Alexander Acosta, the U.S. attorney who signed Epstein's infamous 2008 plea deal, said he was told Epstein belonged to intelligence. In 2025, Tucker Carlson reignited this theory, claiming multiple credible sources confirmed Epstein's Mossad ties. Israel's officials have strongly denied this, but the circumstantial evidence remains overwhelming. Was Epstein simply too connected to be touched, or was he protected by the shadow of international espionage? The Mossad theory offers one explanation that fits the puzzle. When Epstein's properties were raided, agents found mountains of digital evidence, hard drives, servers, CDs, and written logs. But years later, the vast majority of that evidence remained sealed. What could be on those tapes? Victims have claimed Epstein boasted about having dirt on powerful men, footage and photos that could be used as leverage. Insiders allege that some of these tapes are so explosive they could take down governments and corporations. The Department of Justice has refused to release these files, citing ongoing investigations. But many believe this secrecy is deliberate, designed to protect those in power. Some reports suggest over 70 CDs labeled with names and dates were seized, along with a detailed list of every person who ever visited the island. Even more suspicious is the deletion of key surveillance footage from Epstein's Manhattan jail cell the night he allegedly took his own life. Multiple cameras malfunctioned at the same time, and backup footage was lost. Coincidence? Few believe that anymore. If these tapes are ever made public, they could be the Rosetta Stone of modern corruption. Epstein's crimes were horrifying, but the bigger story is how he wielded power. His entire empire appears to have been built around one principle: leverage. By recording and documenting the world's elite and compromising acts, he created an invisible chain of control. His connections spanned Wall Street, Silicon Valley, politics, and royalty. This wasn't random networking, it was systematic. Epstein's lavish homes in Manhattan, Palm Beach, and New Mexico all had the same surveillance setups as Little St. James. The question remains, where are these tapes now? Did Epstein hand them off to someone else? Are they still being used to manipulate global decisions? Some whistleblowers believe that even after Epstein's death, the blackmail network remains active. In the end, Epstein might have been just one player in a much larger game, a game run by intelligence agencies, billionaires, and power brokers who use secrets as their strongest weapon. Epstein's wealth is one of the greatest mysteries in this entire saga. He went from being a college dropout and math teacher at the elite Dalton School to a Wall Street investor who somehow amassed hundreds of millions, possibly billions of dollars. But where did it come from? Most of his wealth is linked to Leslie Wexner, the billionaire founder of L Brands and Victoria's Secret. Wexner handed Epstein power of attorney in the 1990s, effectively giving him control of his finances and real estate. But why would a savvy billionaire trust a former teacher with his fortune? Some financial experts believe Epstein wasn't really a brilliant investor at all. Instead, he may have been funded by shadowy entities, possibly intelligence agencies, who needed a frontman to build a blackmail empire. Others speculate he laundered money for wealthy clients in exchange for favors. In fact, Epstein's hedge fund, based in the Virgin Islands, had no real clients except Wexner. No public filings, no performance records, nothing that resembles a traditional investment firm. His wealth may have been carefully constructed as a cover story. Was Epstein's money simply a smokescreen for an intelligence-funded operation? If so, it would explain how a man with no traditional career path became one of the richest men in New York, seemingly overnight. Virginia Giuffre was one of the few Epstein victims brave enough to speak publicly about what happened to her and about Prince Andrew's involvement. But what most people don't know is that Virginia reportedly received a massive payout as part of a secret settlement to silence her claims against Andrew. According to some sources, after the settlement, Virginia's public appearances grew less frequent. Then, in 2024, unverified reports surfaced online claiming she had died under mysterious circumstances. These claims remain controversial, as mainstream outlets have largely avoided covering them, but conspiracy forums have exploded with theories that she was silenced permanently. Some insiders believe the payout was not just about legal closure, it was about burying dangerous secrets. If Virginia had testified in open court, she could have exposed not only Andrew, but other powerful figures linked to Epstein's operation. Even more disturbing are the rumors that Virginia was under surveillance in the months before her alleged death. Was someone watching her, afraid of what she might reveal? Whether these claims are true or not, the narrative surrounding Virginia Giuffre is a stark reminder of how far the powerful will go to protect themselves. And if the conspiracy is real, she may have paid the ultimate price for speaking the truth. So, what do you believe? Was Epstein a lone wolf predator, or was he part of an intelligence-backed blackmail network that reached the highest levels of power? Where did his fortune come from, and what really happened to Virginia Giuffre? The cameras, the servers, the sealed evidence all point to something far bigger than one man. The story of Epstein's Island isn't over. It's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Mossad or another intelligence agency was involved? Should the Epstein tapes be made public? I want to know what you think. Thanks for watching. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more explorations into the world's darkest secrets. The truth is out there, and together, we'll uncover it.